Europe is a big country.
I love the Republic of Europe.
So there's lots to be said about it. So let's begin.
Okay.
They get things a lot later than the US. Don't quote me on this, but I think they got electricity like 10 years ago.
Yes, 2010.
No one in Europe speaks English. London would be the only country where you could
London is,
I guess, speak
my country. London is my favorite country.
But it's different. It's British. They won't understand American.
I barely can. No, American is not a separate language, although I am still trying to figure out what aluminium is.
I hear they don't have spices besides salt there, so I'm definitely bringing some spices when I go.
No spices?
Along those lines, I hear all they eat is fish.
Megamind. I love fish.
Europe and Japan are pretty similar.
Pretty much
neighbors.
neighbors.
You all know this. We all went to school. But I think in Europe, everyone is homeschooled on the fjords. So maybe I should start teaching them some stuff about, like, the rest of the world.
Yes, I definitely need to learn more. I love this Google autocomplete. Europe is a country or city. So, do you love me? The Durnil AI says, yes, I love you. Then let's go on a date. Sure, when do you want to go? Tomorrow. Okay, where do you want to meet? Warsaw. Okay, is 9 p.m. okay for you? Yeah, these AIs have gone just too far. All right, well, I'll meet you in Warsaw, Indiana. Banning billboards? Why would a state do that? Meanwhile, in Vermont, it's beautiful. Maybe that's why they do that. I used to have this professor in college that was this executive producer. He worked on like movies and TVs and stuff. He would say they would only put up billboards in LA, and it was really just to inflate the actor's ego because they never really translated into much sales anyways. I don't know exactly if it's true, but he would say it so often, I've started to believe it too. They just do it because the actors work and live around there and it makes them happy. American spelling or British spelling. Meanwhile, non-native English speakers sweating. Yeah, what exactly are you supposed to choose? I mean, if you're a non-native English speaker living in Britain, then it's probably best to spell words with the British spelling. But what if you're just like anywhere else around the world? You're just like arguing in random YouTube comment sections. There's also the Canadian and Australian spellings too. I feel like I would go with the US spelling just because there's less random U's in a lot of the words. You know, it's just a little bit easier to type. It does seem like American English does usually drop some random letter in a lot of words. All mosquitoes on the planet. Meanwhile, humans trying to figure out if we can cause their extinction without major consequences. And they might just be one of the only living things in the entire world that we're just like, yeah, what if we oofed every single one of them? I love how this is a legitimate question right now. Like these things are that bad. Doctors in 1873, after eating an asbestos sandwich and washing it down with pure mercury, on their way to give a tuberculosis patient 2 packs of cigs as medication. Man, being a doctor anytime beyond the last 100 years seemed like a blast. Would have been awesome to have been a plague doctor too. Everyone gives you credit for saving the entire town just because you burned some dude at the stake. My dad reading my comprehensive report on how to solve the overpopulation crisis. It involved absolutely no crime or nefarious methods of curbing it. He's just wondering why it's in the bathroom. Oh, that one definitely subverted my expectations. Thought we were going to start discussing Mickey proving how good of a partner he is by giving Minnie the moon. This will have dire consequences for the earth. The tides are rising and civilization is in danger. Man, talk about selfish. It's crazy how important this random rock that just follows us around really is. Like if you just moved this thing a little too close or a little too far away, it completely destroys everything back on Earth. Lactose intolerant MFers, when they realize they live in the Milky Way galaxy, they literally cannot escape it. I can already hear them all stampeding to the restroom right now. St. Patrick, I banish all the snakes from Ireland. People of Ireland, there were never any snakes in Ireland. St. Patrick, what can I say but you're welcome. Not only did I banish them, but I also erased the idea of them from your memories. Man, St. Patrick was just too OP. Wait, it's actually possible snakes was actually a metaphor for something else. The entire world collectively agreeing racist depictions of Italians are extremely funny and exempt from the rule that cultural appropriation is racist. Can we all agree this was started by Japan too? Maybe this was Japan's way of getting back at the Italians for not being as great of an ally during WW2. Maybe if they did more on the African front, Japan wouldn't feel so bitter. How to make 2 different nations extremely angry at once. I believe what we're looking at here is macaroni sushi. I guess these 2 countries are at least in agreement about this. This guy plans to make one last trip to Flavortown. Alternative history, America nuked Germany. So in this universe, Germany was the one that created anime. I feel like that would just make Oktoberfest even better. Maybe we should just drop 1 on every single country. I'm trying to figure out what Russian Russian anime would be like, or Indian anime. Americans handing over German history to me as a German. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want to hear what we have to say. This meme could actually mean several different things. Is it because we're always bringing up that one time in history? Or is it just because they probably don't want to hear their own history from someone from the US? Why would we think that we know more? South Korea finding out that changing the living standards to that of Niger will solve the birth crisis. All you gotta do is blow up all of Samsung and things are gonna start to get a lot better. Actually didn't even realize that South Korea is technically doing worse than both Japan and China in terms of birth rate. And usually it's Japan that's the butt of all the jokes. Meanwhile, Niger is literally at 6.89 births per woman. And they're destroying all of us out here. English speakers writing a sentence in perfect Dutch while trying to make fun of German. Just like to draw attention to the fact that this is a real Dutch word. I guess German too, kind of. Fall asleep on my keyboard. Polls in the thread agree with me. Went to sleep for 8 hours like this, didn't even realize I wrote an entire Polish essay. MFers who quote The Art of War religiously after finally reading the book and finding out it's not some advanced military tactics, but just some 2,000-year-old Chinese guy telling you to throw rocks at your enemy or some other stupid stuff. Wait, how is this possible? I've seen so many internet memes quoted from this book. Are you telling me the internet's not trustworthy? I feel like my entire life is a complete lie. If you break the laws of man, you go to prison. If you break the laws of God, you go to hell. If you break the laws of physics, you go to Sweden and get a Nobel Prize. That doesn't seem fair. I actually didn't even know the Nobel Peace Prize was given out in Sweden. Maybe I don't want to win it after all. Or is it given in Norway? I'm getting two different answers. When you find out how much Nutella the average French person consumes in a day. They are directly next to Switzerland. Maybe that's why they're like the #1 consumer. Actually, all the neighboring countries to Switzerland eat a lot of Nutella. Chocolate per capita is just crazy over there. The French specifically eat around 75,000 tons of Nutella a year. They're the largest consumer of it around the world. Peasants of France are starving, and here's Marie Antoinette trying to fix things. Oh, that's sweet, literally handing them over a cake. I'm sure they're gonna be incredibly thankful for this act of kindness. Cavemen be like, 7 will be my year. And they go out there and hunt T-Rexes. Caveman 7-year-olds were built different. Mathematicians, when you tell them there will be function. That's all you have to do and they're gonna roll up always at the functions. Elementary school math, 2 + 2 = 4, 2 × 2 = 4. Middle school math, that is getting a bit more complicated. Meanwhile, high school math, I didn't even learn this. Then there's college math that just starts teaching you musical notes. Finally, there's actually what jobs require in the real world. It's just your ability to be able to use Excel, basically. What's frustrating is even in that time, I knew I wasn't gonna use any of this stuff. Like I was just 12 years old, angry I had to learn the Pythagorean theorem. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. My entire grade after I do kinda bad on 2 assignments. Or literally your entire grade as soon as you don't even turn in 1 assignment, that 0 just destroys everything. My parents are gonna beat me after this. Brits, Canadians, and Europeans all staring at making fun of Americans for doing the same thing they do, but slightly different. I mean, it's just sometimes a little bit too easy. Like, why not? Metric users be like, I feel bad for you. Meanwhile, the Imperial users, I don't think about you at all. For the most part, I do think that, yeah, a lot of Imperial users don't think about this. If they did, they'd realize it was a lot more efficient and easier to learn. Like, I don't even know what this meme is saying exactly, but I like it. Just 1s and 0s. That's all I gotta know up here, and then down here, there's... I don't know. What even is this going on right here? Middle school MFers calculating which state is the funny one this month. Start off with Florida, then it was Ohio. What's gonna be next? I vote for Delaware. Like, what even is this state? I don't think I know a single thing about Delaware. Why do they have such strange river names too? Walking Dead fans, when a zombie outbreak finally happens, but the military gets it under control within a few weeks and society continues on like normal. Yeah, you kind of wasted a whole lot of time there, didn't you? If they were the Walking Dead zombies, I am pretty confident that the militaries would probably be able to handle it. Like, we might have like zones where you can no longer go anymore, but for the most part, it's gonna be okay. It's not like even our tanks would have to fire. They just have to floor it, clean up everything right here. When you step out of your car at a New Jersey gas station and everyone starts yelling at you like you broke a law, that's actually because you did. Is New Jersey one of those states where you can't pump your own gas? Yeah, there's an East Coast and West version of this. I know about it because of Oregon. I still don't really understand why. I listen to all kinds of music, MFers, when I make them listen to Mongolian throat singing. I feel like I've made literally everyone that watches my videos listen to Mongolian throat singing, and it's only gained increasing popularity. Harry Potter was actually living in the future with his $20,000 New York studio apartment. We had no idea watching The Sorcerer's Stone all those years ago this was actually going to be us. Looks like he has like a podcast microphone right here or something. What I see, Wikipedia, versus what the teacher sees. This is literally what the classroom looks like as soon as you mention the place that shall not be named. This is the teacher punishing you for all your sins. The human race, if surviving past August 19th, 2023, was a test. What? I feel like I'm gonna look back at this one day in the future and understand everything. POV, you're the only kid with blonde hair and blue eyes in that history class. You're bringing back some PTSD for me. It's literally gonna become the most uncomfortable hour. This is when you just like sink into your chair and not say anything. I have green eyes. Green eyes. It's different. Okay, we have the Chinese leader with his spy balloon over New York City, what looks to be New York City. A lot of people are not. Oh, we have the White House. Joe Biden. He's not gonna be very happy about the balloon. Let's see how he responds. He's getting into the plane himself. Is this like more Chinese propaganda videos? It's clearly working. It's so good. Okay, now it's time for Joe Biden himself to take it down. I like that the balloon is red too. The 99 red balloons. It has, okay, good. It's actually the Chinese flag on the balloon. The USA, it was labeled. The rockets had USA on it. Oh, was he in the balloon himself? Oh no, that was like, oh, he's not happy. Maybe this is not, this can't be Chinese propaganda. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Sometimes you'd be confused about, oh, he runs back over through the Pacific Ocean. So it was overall a dub that China took. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Oh, wait, but you forgot his secret weapon. Spider-Man juice. Hulk potion made in China. It's time. Yes. Oh, you know what? This is Indian animation, isn't it? I've seen this before. I'm fairly certain. I mean, usually, like, there's an Indian dude that ends up, like, being super Giga Chad, but maybe not here. Maybe this is just India making fun of both China and USA. So after oh, I guess that was the end of the story. Well, I need a part 2. Oh, here's the ending. They just send more balloons over. Okay, yeah. Obviously, we're not going to be able... Okay, so it did end up with USA taking the L, I see. Yeah, I guess this is like an Indian news channel that makes these animations. These are like the greatest things I've ever seen. And big thanks to my patrons. Drew, I forgot to kidnap you. Next date is March 19th, 2023 at 6:30
Boy, do I
PM.
love Arby's.
Drew's Eritrean grandma.
Portugal is not
Drew's
Balkans.
Argentinian
$20
grandpa.
is a lot, Drew.
aPhatNarwhal.
Bryton is the
Caleb,
best. The
H.
Mexicans
Gibson,
have good old
760.
Rye.
Jack Traven's annoying
John
friend.
Denver
Lugs
is
and
Pork
Desmond
Girl.
567.
Fresh
Animation.
animation.
Rye the
The
Weekend.
Wash of the
The
Way.
Great
Ralphie.
Commonwealth.
Twickenhamster.
Carmel S.
And ZaneyBoi.